Good afternoon, everybody. Well, welcome to Calgary Airport. And I have to tell you something. When we got to the airport today, I couldn't believe it. You know, the last time I've seen the airport was this quiet. I mean, right now I'm in the American Express lounge because I'm not flying for another 3 hours. Oh, here, let me take my Tesla glasses off. I have to wear these things, especially in the airport here. There's so much blue light. I can't believe how people can look at their phones for so often and have all this blue light, LED lighting in the airport. I know that my eyes would be burning. People just get used to burning eyes and burnt brains, don't they? And that's the way it is. You know, human beings aren't really that intelligent, I don't think, unless they have intelligent beliefs. What do you think? The reality is, I get here, and I'm telling you, this place is like a ghost town. There might be like 20 people in this huge lounge. The last time I walked through Calgary Airport and there was more security people than there was people was when COVID was on. And it's very, very quiet, let me tell you that. In the United States, I've been right now for 9 weeks flying around. This is the 8th city that I'll be going to now. Going to Kelowna, do some lectures, do some professional trainings for a couple of doctors, and also meet with some people on business. But let me just say this, okay? How many people do you know believe in this whole thing? You know this thing that's going on? You know this thing that's going on? Well, let me get to that in a second. You know, when I became a father, I really didn't want to lie to my kids, okay? I did not want to lie to them because Santa doesn't bring anything. Santa doesn't even exist. I used to tell my wife, I don't want to lie to the kids. Why can't we just tell the kids we're bringing the gifts? It always felt wrong. And then, of course, the Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny brings all the chocolate to them and all the rotten candies that rot their teeth so that they can get mercury fillings, right? The whole thing is just a big setup. And then guess what? Oh, the tooth fairy comes and gives them money for their teeth, okay? For the teeth that, you know, and hopefully they're just their baby teeth falling out and it's not mommy and daddy rotting the teeth out of their head, because every time they're good, we give them a treat, right? And then we take them to the dentist, and then we put in silver fillings, which are mercury, 47% mercury, and then we destroy their pineal gland. I just tell you, the BS is just piled so high, you know, and you know what? You might be one out of 10,000 people that are awake. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You know, parents will just pile the mercury fillings into their kids' mouths without any thought. They'll make them gargle with fluoride. They'll use fluoride toothpaste. You know, I use silver bullet gel and I use black diamond powder. And I'm telling you right now, I don't have any gum disease, don't have any problems, never will. That's the best thing you'll ever use. It's all natural, it's all organic. This toothpaste thing is just, I would never do it again. Silver bullet gel, black diamond, and a couple drops of Healthy Mouth, or a couple drops of what I call immunity essential oil. I'm off track right now. I've got to get back to the fairy tale. So let me just tell you something. I don't know what's wrong with us. What's wrong with us? Really? I'll tell you what's wrong with us. 90% of our brain is our subconscious brain, and it doesn't do any thinking. Whatever prominent dominant thought gets in there, that's how you run your life. And guess what? Most of you are running yourself over. Because the reality is that the majority of the population we know has been vaccinated. So like it or not, that's the truth. Now here's the deal. You ready for this? The FDA 3 days ago declared that the first one and the second one of this, the first two of these, the FDA just declared them unsafe and ineffective. Boom! Are we kidding? Unsafe and ineffective. Do you know how it has infected and even taken people's lives? Are we like crazy? Are we like crazy? Huh. Let me tell you something. So now what's happened is number one and number two, they say is worth poo. Did you go do your homework? Please go do your homework. That's what they just stated. You know why? Because they have to get themselves out of this muck. Okay? All right? You know, that's what happens when you dance with the devil. Now here's the deal. This isn't a baseball game, but 3 times and you're out. Now they're going to tell you when they come out, they're going to go, well, anyways, for those of you who are getting the booster seat, what are you needing a booster seat for when the first 2 don't work? Are you with me or are you not with me? You're not thinking, you're not thinking, you're not thinking. So here's the deal. They're going to come out with a 3rd one and say they perfected it, okay? What is this, a hat trick? Anyways, I don't really know. I think it's all just crazy. But I'm enjoying my life. I took off I closed down the Extapa World Healing and Training Center about 10 weeks ago. And I've been right now, I can't remember if this is the 8th city or the 10th city. I've done 3 whole New World practitioner trainings. I'm going to be going to Kelowna, like I said, and doing a couple professional trainings. I'm going to be doing a lecture on Wednesday night at the Royal Anne Hotel. If you'd like to come, 6:30, meet and greet. 7 o'clock I'll start. If you can't make it, I'm going to come on live like I usually do. And every lecture is different because it depends on the crowd, doesn't it? And then from there, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm just signing the last papers to open up our university so that people can work through us in getting their doctorate in natural medicine or indigenous medicine. You can also get protected under us by religious exemption for all those things we don't want to do. And you can also come and get a corporation and pay only 4% tax or 0 tax legally. And you know why? Well, how come I can come on here and say this? Either I'm just like a total whack job or I figured something out. And the reality is think outside the box. Go find your genius. And I didn't tell you I'm a genius. I just think outside the box. Also, I'm coming out with an app called Touched. Right now, I've put about $250,000 into it. It's going to be free to the world. And I hope that I can touch everybody's hearts with this. I really, really, truly do. And you know what? I will never lie to you. I will never lie to any of you. I will share whatever I have. We were all created from the same creator, and we're going to go back to the same creator, whether you like it or not. You know, you may not like me, but we're all going to end up back there. So, you know, we're just electromagnetic light energy beings that come down here and get ruled, schooled, and fooled by these psychos. Okay, because guess what? I'm going to say it one more time. The FDA declared the first 2, okay, that they're ineffective and unsafe. Are we like kidding here? I mean, you couldn't, if I told you and made this up and said there was a movie based on this, you'd want your money back, okay? You'd want your money back. So don't tell me that we're the smartest species in the universe. We're not even the smartest species on the planet here. And it's not your fault. You know, if you're going to drink, if you're going to smoke, if you're going to toke, and if you're going to eat all their low vibrational foods, their new and improved foods, then you're not going to think at all. Okay? So, you know, think about this. Loving and caring for yourself, okay? And not believing anything from anybody. That's me either. Don't trust me. Make me earn your trust. I get it. Make me earn your trust. Go see if things I'm doing are logical and if I'm really coming from my heart or I'm just trying to market you, okay? And that's what they're doing. They're sending us to the market. That's why they call us the herd. And they're selling us off by the pound. Did you not notice that? Okay? Do you not notice that? Okay, let me tell you right now, I believe that 30% of the population will be gone by 2030. And if you didn't notice, 86% of the population has an autoimmune disease. 85% of the population in North America is pre-diabetic. 1 out of 4 children are obese. Isn't that fun? Okay, they're obese for the children. And remember something, back 25 years ago, they took obesity from 10 pounds and they made it 40 pounds. So the reality is you're fat and that's that. And we're getting fatter because we're so infected and so inflamed. And that's why we get fat, is to save our lives. That's why we get a tumor, is to save our lives. We get all of these symptoms, which aren't symptoms, they're just messages from the body. There are no symptoms, which means there are no diseases. It's just you out of alignment, and you believe they're bullshit, okay? You believe they're stories, okay? They're stupid, stupid stories, okay? But here's the greatest thing that I think is, it's just so cool. You know, I'm not kidding. For like, I'd say, let me see, without exaggerating, 30, 35 years, I've been trying to see how I could get out of paying taxes, keep the money that I worked for, because I don't need a hospital unless I have an emergency. And I haven't went to a hospital since I was in my 20s, okay? and that was to I got cut. So the reality is I had to get stitches. I don't need a hospital, and I don't think anybody should send their kids to school. And as far as the roads go, they're a mess. And you do know, before taxes, we had roads, we had schools, we had churches, we had all of these different systems, and it's only going to get worse. And they're going to keep on wanting more and more and more, and they're going to keep coming after you for more and more and more and more, because the majority of the population is so asleep. Isn't it great? And they're not, and they're so asleep because they're so toxic, because they eat anything and they drink anything and they'll believe anything. And I'm not trying to put anybody down, but what are we going to do? I mean, if we don't talk about it, but wouldn't want to talk about it, wouldn't want to talk about it because we'll offend somebody, and then they'll be pissed off at me, and then they're going to hate me. Well, I can live with that. I'm going to love everybody anyways. And that's the one thing I had to do. I have to love those who may hate me. I have to love those who don't like me. I have to love those who don't believe in me. And that's it, okay? It's okay to be gay. Thank you, Doc. Yeah, I guess it is. It is, isn't it? It's okay to be whatever you want to be, Roger. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Anyways, all I'm trying to tell you guys is this, is that until you can trust yourself, you can't trust anyone else. So you need to believe in yourself, and you need to process everything through your heart. And you need to know this, that everything you do needs to be coming from the highest vibration, whether it be the food, whether it be the things you drink, whether it's the things you think, the people you hang around with, okay? But understand, think about this. The stories are so ridiculous that there's no need to even try to process what they're going to be telling us, okay? And then guess what? They've got a really big surprise for us coming this fall as well. So all we got to do is get through this next 2.5 years. That's all I believe, okay? I really believe we got to get through this next 2.5 years. So you better really think about this. Stop hating yourself, stop hating the world, stop hating people, start loving yourself, start caring for yourself, take all that energy and put it back into you, okay? And remember something, everything that happens, they strategized maybe 100 years ago already. And you probably don't believe that either. Burn the Nike woke shirt. Okay, first of all, guys, this is how I travel, okay? Everybody's got an opinion, don't they? All right? So what? I like this Nike shirt. Is that okay? Everybody's got an opinion when they come on here, all right? And I'm not going to burn the shirt. Thank you very much, okay? You can keep your opinion to yourself. You missed the whole point while I was here. I was talking about that we need to love and care for each other, but you need to love and care for yourself first. This wasn't about Nike. And guess what? You want me to go out and buy a shirt that doesn't have a Nike emblem on it? It's going to make you feel better? What is it with people that need to go and take a look at what they can poke at? What's no good? You know what? When's it going to end? When's it going to end? When's it going to end? When are you going to stop picking on people, Lori? Okay? It's a bloody Nike shirt, all right? My son bought it for me. Shall I go and burn that for you? Let me tell you something. Why don't you mind your own business and start eating right, thinking right, loving yourself, exercising, instead of going out and judging? I'm going to tell you something right now, everybody. If you were to just observe, okay, without judgment, you get to keep all that energy. You get to focus on your passion and your purpose. You get to come out. I like all your shirts, Daryl. Wear what you want. It's not about what you wear. Yeah, it isn't, Lori. The reality is that, Lori, I get it. You're miserable. Do you know how many people are miserable? Okay, so when you're miserable, what do? You attack people. And I know that. No matter who attacks me, I am not going to get miserable, because I'll attack Lori, my partner. I'll attack my staff. I'll attack anybody. I'll attack somebody if they look at me wrong. So if I don't stop judging, okay, and only observe and go, hey, well, I don't want that. I want this. And then I'm not going to look at what I don't want. I'm not going to eat what I don't want, drink what I don't want. I'm not going to talk about what I don't want. I'm only going to talk about and put my energy into what I want. That's why I get what I want. Okay, show me another health practitioner that's pulled off this, okay? All right, I've opened up my own university. You can come through me and you can get a real honest to goodness doctorate by the highest educational system in the world, okay? You can get an indigenous doctorate. You can get a religious exemption protection. You can get a corporation and pay 4% taxes. You can get 2 corporations and pay no taxes, start your own nonprofit. Now, if I didn't mind my own business and say, look, I need to offer this to everyone. And you know the people that are grumpy? You know the people that are angry? You know the people that are depressed? You're supposed to love them anyway. You're supposed to build people up. You're supposed to compliment people. You're supposed to leave smiles wherever you go. That's the only way we're going to win this. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. We're so busy trying to poke at each other, okay? Trying to tear each other down because of our color or our race or our religion or because we eat something or we do something different. I'm going to tell you something. You can do and be whatever you want. But if you could just get this one thing, do no harm. Do no harm to yourself and do no harm to others. And that's the deal right there. Get the chokehold off yourself, okay? Find out what your chokehold is. Get rid of guilt. Get rid of sinner's syndrome. Get rid of thinking and feeling like a failure. And get rid of thinking that the world's ending because it's not. It's in here. And understand something. I hardly know anybody, okay, any couples that have a relationship that is based on self-love and then shining that light on each other. Almost every couple that I consult came into the relationship wanting the other one to fill up the other one's heart. And that's why, guess what? Husband and wife doesn't work very well. If we don't become spirit beings where we feed our own spirit, fill up our own heart, and then shine that light on the other person. Look at my partner, Lori, when we first got together, okay, I told her, you know, unless she loves herself more than me, and she loves herself completely, I am not moving in, and I am not moving forward. I said, I'm way too powerful of a person that if you count on me to fill up your heart, we're going to be like everybody else. And I mean it. And this is what I teach. So whether you like it or not, I don't go for the, you know, till death do us part, or for richer or poor. I'm just going to be richer. Why not? Forget the poor part. I'm going to write my own story. No toxic religion is going to write it for me. Okay? In sickness and in health. What the hell's wrong with us? You will never hear of me being sick. Did you hear me? I might sneeze, I might cough, I might not drink enough water today, but you're never going to hear that Dr. Wolfe, he's sick, Dr. Wolfe, he was off work. I'm never going to have that. You have no idea that you are a light energy, electrical magnetic being created by that which created the universe. And I don't go for all the other stuff with the guilt and the judgment stuff, so I don't buy into that. So I never feel, and I'm never going to feel bad. You know, and no matter how many people, because I don't fit into the majority's group, that's obvious, okay? Look at, I'm wearing a Nike shirt, that's like coming up against everything. So the reality is this, it doesn't matter what you think of me, I'm gonna love you anyway, because I know that was the golden key that set me free, bring my vibration up and be able to blow off of this place someday. But as long as I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna rock this show, and I am not gonna have any fear, and I'm going to love you anyway, dear. And it doesn't matter what you think of me, okay? It'd be really great if we all just filled up our hearts and said, what can we do for our brothers and sisters around the world, okay? And understand something. You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. You think about this. You barely have to give a human being any money to poison his brother and sister. Most of us want to be heroes, but we will never be heroes until we're heroes and we save ourselves, because there's no savior coming. So when you become a hero to yourself, that's when you are going to feel complete, not when you join somebody's hate mission or somebody's war and go out and harm and hurt people and spill blood. Okay? So understand, these psychos have actually programmed us to hate ourselves, to hate each other, to go fight their wars. Okay? It's never going to stop. Stay away from the news. Stay away from people. that want to talk about anything that the majority of the population is going to talk about. The majority of the population is never going to change. Not in my lifetime, not in your children's lifetime. And understand, don't believe me, but this is actually a study, guys, and you need to understand that. Right now, North America, we are living shorter than any other country in the world. That's right. That's an actual study. And know this, that anybody that has kids, children around the age of 12 to teenage years, they're saying that those kids will not outlive their parents. Well, go and look in the cupboards in the fridge and you'll know why. Go take a look at how many meals an actual family sits down and has, and it's made out of real, clean, pure food. It doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen. Okay? You know, I have people that actually are master practitioners, and they're parents, and they have teenage kids that eat like crap. And you know, I'm traveling around the world and I'll stay with them, or I'll visit with them, and the parents are looking good and the kids look pale and white. How many people here know that 98% of the population is infected with worms, heavy metals, and fungus? You can't have one without the other. And understand, we've cracked the code. You know, you don't want to do any cleanses. You want to create a perfect day, that the choices you make, because you've programmed yourself to make these choices, you could do it from an unconscious, subconscious level. What if I created the perfect day and I just did it every day? Well, guess what? I'm not going to get sick. I don't have to do any deep cleanses. I don't have to be emergency 911. I'm not telling you that everything I say is intelligent. You know, it just comes from my heart, and maybe it's not the greatest, okay? The reality is I just want to share, and hopefully there's one little tidbit in here that you go, yeah, he's got a point, okay? Don't look for the things that I didn't say right and go, oh, I hate his guts. Really? Then guess what I did? You made me, okay? You made what I said into what you needed. You needed to feed your hate belief, okay? That's, you know, and we do. Think about it. Think about how often, okay, you put yourself into this life-threatening situation that doesn't exist. Think about how often you feel like you're angry or depressed and nothing happened, because you're running a bloody program. Our subconscious runs 98% of our day. We are only in the present moment for 2% of the day. And that's why, guess what? Nothing's ever going to change, but you could change. But you could change. But your family's not going to change. And let me tell you, if you're married, if your partner decides to buy into this BS about eating right, thinking right, drinking right, and minding our own business and living our passion and purpose, you have no idea how you have been blessed by God Almighty, because that might be one couple out of 1,000. You heard what I said, and I'm saying it right, because guess what? Almost every woman and man here are unhappy in their relationship, especially if they're married, okay? And if they're not, and guess what? How you doing? How's your relationship? You know, it's okay. We have our ups and downs. God, I've never been to an anniversary where it's been like a 25 or a 30 or a 10, 20, where we go, so, and the guy goes, or the woman, how is it for you? The woman usually talks nicer, but the guy goes, well, you know, we've had our ups and downs, but we've hung in there. We're half dead already, but if we could learn how to love ourselves and care for ourselves, we wouldn't have to do anything else. Because if you can't love and care for yourself, you'll never do it for your partner or your children, and I call BS. Yeah, but I love my kids so much. No, you don't. You feed off your kids so much, because guess what? You have to have love in your life. It's like oxygen. And if you're not going to create it yourself and fill up your own tank and be tankful, okay, with love for yourself, then you want everybody else, your family and the world, to do it. And that's why we're always hanging on the edge. So anyways, I wasn't going to go on here and talk for very long. That's what I told Lori, because we're working on rewriting the perfect day guide. And that's what we're doing in the airport right now. I just want to tell you this. Hate me, love me, don't care for me. Love you anyway, because I know that that's the golden key to set me free. is to observe and learn, but never burn. And whether you hate me or love me, what's that got to do with my life? It's got nothing to do with my life. If I've learned how to love and care for myself, I know that I haven't outwardly came out to hurt you. You think about that, okay? God bless everyone, okay? God bless everyone. You take good care today.